Breeding Pups, our story. Hello, we're Caris and Dave and share our lives with 3 adorable Cocker Spaniels. In this short video, we are going to share our experiences of breeding 2 litters from our Cocker Spaniels Griffin and Lila. We will share the highs and lows and show that breeding dogs can be an immensely rewarding and challenging experience. Breeding a litter of pups was always something we wanted to do together. We started by deciding which breed would suit us. The Cocker Spaniel fitted the bill in terms of temperament, size and looks. We love those floppy ears. As soon as we had our own house where we could have a dog, we went on the search, looking for existing breeders who were Kennel Club registered and could therefore trace the lineage of the dog. We also had to decide on a colour and type. After many phone calls, we went to visit a breeder in Blackpool, where we fell in love with Griffin. Once home, he fitted in perfectly. Around 18 months later, we were on the hunt for a partner for Griffin. We did look for a gold colour bitch which would produce a range of colours if they produced a litter together. It took a lot of calls to track one down, as Cocker Spaniels were in high demand. We eventually found Lila in North Wales and arranged to bring her home at 8 weeks. Griffin, however, was not that impressed. He wanted to be the only dog in the house. Fast forward now to 2.5 years later. We felt the time was right to plan for our first litter. We researched online and read some books and started to purchase the items we would need for the big event. Major purchases included a whelping box and heat mat, along with all sorts of medical equipment we may need if we need to intervene. As the big day approached, Lila was getting bigger and bigger. Advice was that she should be on the all-you-can-eat diet that she loved. She even got rather picky about what she would eat. Cravings, perhaps? In the final few days, we had everything set up in our living room and made sure Lila was comfortable in the whelping box. She was most likely to give birth during the night, so we kept a close eye on her and monitored her temperature. On the 7th of February, she started to get restless, and we were bracing ourselves for the big event. At around 10 p.m, the first pup arrived. We were very aware that this was the first time for us and for Lila. There was a lot of anxiety in the room. 5 pups appeared over the next 4 hours, and were all logged and weighed. We were exhausted, and Lila seemed rather overwhelmed by it all, and understandably was very protective of her pups. She would not let us near them to begin with. She had no idea what we were going to do with them. Gradually she calmed down once she realised we were going to help her through it all. The next day they were all vet checked. She had round-the-clock support for the next 2 weeks. One of us would sleep in the living room, waking several times during the night to ensure all was well. We had to make sure Lila did not roll over onto a pup, which did happen a few times, and the most important job was what we call manage the milk bar. As feeding started, we needed to move the smaller pups onto the teats so that each one had a chance to feed. All pups were weighed twice a day to ensure all was well. Here is a short video. Over the next few weeks, we could see different parts growing. One day their ears would grow, or they would bulk out. This reflected in the weighing undertaken. It's at around week 3 that their eyes open and they start to walk and make the transition to solid food. This is a pivotal moment where helpless pups turn into a noisy rabble. It's great to see them start to experience the world around them. This is what feeding time was like when the food turns up when they happen to be asleep. It's at this stage that looking for new owners begins. We advertised online via a specialist website. There was great demand for them, and within 3 weeks we had placed them all for new homes. We did vet the new owners to make sure that they were all going to homes that would care for them properly. We even refused some as they would not be home enough or they had very young children. The new owners picked their names, which help us remember that these pups would soon be leaving us. Over these weeks, their personalities start to show through. Some timid, others adventurous, and one that seemed to rule the roost. This one we nicknamed Bruiser, or the noisy one. Over these weeks, they grow at an amazing rate. Getting up in the morning would be the first thing you notice. This video shows what we were greeted with each morning, including the mess. It is now time to give them lots of playtime, both as a pack and with human contact. Regular puppy playtime involved giving them the run of our living room, and they got into everything. This playtime is important in them learning their doggy manners and how to interact with humans, exploring what is and isn't acceptable, becoming used to being handled, and noises and activities that happen in an average home. When the weather was good enough, we would take them out to the garden, where they loved the space, and a great opportunity for Mum and Dad to show them what to do. When the last one went, the calm in the house was striking after weeks of chaos. A feeling of weight lifted from our shoulders. We have kept in touch with many of the new owners, and we love seeing pictures of how they've been getting on. We also have occasional puppy get-togethers, which is great fun. Seeing how the pups have grown up and how they've become an integral part of a family is wonderful to see. So, would you recommend becoming a breeder to others? Well, the commitment required is a lot more than you might think, and for around 3 months it takes over your life. It is not something to take on lightly, and it's crucially important to be responsible, dedicated, and always ready to tackle the unexpected to reap the rewards from the experience.